Hey, welcome back to another episode of Split Screen Gamers, where a couple nerds talk about video games. And today we are going over the Star Fox Direct via Nintendo that happened a couple days ago on May 6th. Yes, we're getting Star Fox coming out on June 25th, literally like less than 2 months away. Like, I'm super stoked. Even though I don't have a Switch 2, I'm going to get one soon. I mean, they're now coming up on the used market, and so for me to just go get this crazy back catalog of games for the last year is like, that's super enticing to me. Anyways, we're gonna go over the Star Fox Direct. What do we like? What do we don't like? What are we interested in seeing when it comes out? What are some of the things that people are saying about the game that may be a little odd? All that and more here on Split Screen Gamers. Now, without further ado, put your headphones on, get your tea ready, and let's get at it.
Your weekly power-up of video game news, updates, and industry buzz. From blockbuster releases and indie gems to hardware drops, studio shakeups, and everything in between, we break it all down. This is Split Screen Gamers.
Chandler, as a Star Fox fan, I cannot wait to talk to you about this, dude.
Dude, I nobody was expecting this at all. Like, nobody,
Surprise
like,
drop.
literally, and like, I texted you about it. I was like, bro, no, like, Nintendo gave no warnings at all. They announced this on their Twitter page like 15 minutes before the Direct was supposed to like go live and stuff. And so people were like scrambling, like kind of funny gamers were too. Like, it was like, what?
My favorite podcast, by the way. They're amazing. So I didn't see them. They were scrambling over it.
Yeah, they were scrambling. They were like, oh my god, we gotta go live. Like, seriously, it was like breaking news, man.
Facts.
Like, seriously.
I love Nintendo pulling a Kendrick Lamar on us. Just dropping out of nowhere.
It's just like, boom. Dude, imagine if, because there is a rumor, and this is not to go off sidetrack, but there is a rumor that Ocarina of Time is getting a remake.
Are you serious?
Imagine. Yeah. Same. So this game and Ocarina of Time remake got like leaked and stuff by Nate the Hate. And apparently, like, we're gonna be like seeing Ocarina of Time like this year too. So I'm
Nintendo's
curious.
on a generational run right now, bro. What the freak?
Dude, they are, man. They are, and I'm excited, man.
I'm excited. You know, I think it's funny how they did they put. By the way, we both watched the Super Mario Galaxy movie, which is awesome. I know some people didn't like it. I liked it. I enjoyed it.
I did. Yeah.
I thought it was funny. I'm just glad to see Mario on the big screen. Period. And so that's super cool to me. But seeing spoiler alerts. If you haven't seen the movie already, we're about to spoil it, so maybe skip, a minute or two forward. But seeing Star Fox show up towards the end of the movie is just like, it's funny now because like Nintendo was definitely doing that as like a soft hint at what's coming, which is super cool to me.
Which they did that with Donkey Kong in the first Mario movie, because about a year or so later after the first movie came out, we got actually I think it was a little bit longer than that, but we got like a new Donkey Kong game, Bonanza.
Yeah.
And like the design of Donkey Kong and Bonanza looks almost like the movie design in the Super Mario movie and stuff. So
what you're saying is like now it's going to become like the post credit scene of Marvel. It's like now everyone's looking for what. Oh, that's super clever of Nintendo, dude.
Yeah.
Yes, they're going to start putting Easter eggs in their movies for the games and etc.
Dude, seriously, and like they're gonna have those characters be like a crucial part in those movies now. So I'm like, that's kind of cool, because Star Fox isn't a Mario character. I mean, he's a Nintendo character, but he's not like a Mario character.
Not at all.
Like
yeah,
Donkey Kong.
Right,
is.
right.
So seeing him, I was like, what?
That's why
like,
we know if we ever see Zelda, if we ever see Link, it's just gonna be, or Zelda. It's like we're gonna be like, okay, cool, we're getting a new game. Period.
Yeah. Like 100%, man, 100%. I'm excited, bro. I'm excited.
Super stoked,
dude. But Star Fox, man, I tell you what, dude. Like, I like knowing that this, because I saw it on a news. Like, I didn't watch it live, but I saw it on like a news article, and I was like, damn it. And like, I literally hopped onto YouTube, and I actually caught like a black frame of like music, like very dramatic music playing, and I caught the end of the Direct as it was going on live and stuff. And so I wind back.
Actually.
Yeah.
So you caught the epilogue or the prologue?
Yeah. I caught the I didn't even know it was a prologue.
Oh,
I was
gotcha.
like, why is this dramatic music?
Yeah.
So I winded back, and I started where, you see Shigeru Miyamoto like giving this announcement about, oh, you saw Star Fox in Mario Galaxy. Well, that wasn't just coincidence. We actually have more in store for that. And so basically, like, they go on to the history of like the Star Fox franchise, which I want to note this, bro. They showed the OG Star Fox game, the 93, the first one.
Yeah.
And then they showed 64, and then they showed Star Fox Adventures, but they skipped Assault and Command, which I thought was interesting, and they went to Super Smash Bros, which I was like, huh. I guess Nintendo doesn't like Assault and Command. I like Assault. Command was something else, but yeah, but Adventures was there's a history with that game, and I could talk all day about it, but it wasn't originally supposed to be a Star Fox game. It was actually a different IP altogether, but Shigeru Miyamoto was like, hey, Rare, you're developing this IP, and these fox-looking characters looks like, like something we made with Star Fox.
Yeah.
How about you put Star Fox in this game?
That's actually funny. They did that. Nintendo does not care. So the thing here. Okay, so we're getting the Star Fox on June 25th. Like I said, so it's less than 2 months away. I know that's a day one pickup for you. I don't even have to ask that question. Day one pickup. You've been talking about. Yeah, you already pre-ordered it. Are you serious?
Yeah, I bought it.
Okay,
100%.
That makes perfect sense. Yeah, I should have figured already. I should have guessed even more. That you would have gotten it. I forgot it's open for pre-order, so that's awesome. Okay, so you got it for pre-order. Does it come with any pre-order bonuses?
I actually didn't check, dude. I just was like, it's Star Fox, so I was like, I'm getting it because I usually check to see if it does, but this one I was like, I'm getting it, so like,
right.
I'm like, I'm getting this game, and
hey, you should check that out when you get a chance to see if there's any bonuses on, because I'd be curious just to see what if they added. I know Nintendo didn't really need to do that, but
yeah. I will say it was $50, so it is cheap.
Wow. Okay, that's unexpected. It's $50 pre-order.
Yeah, but digitally.
Digitally, and so it's probably gonna be $50 anyways. And so, interesting that they went that route. It must be shorter.
Yeah, well, I mean, here's the thing about the 64 Star Fox game. Like, you can replay that game, and like you play it in 7 like missions. So, but they're like, there's different like paths you can take, depending on like whether or not you succeed a mission or you took this route and stuff. So it's really, there's a lot of replayability in the game. But yeah, I mean, Star Fox is a short game.
Yeah.
Overall,
it
is a short game. It's just the replayability factor is what keeps people coming back.
Right.
So.
Now let me ask you this. So I have some things that I'm really excited about with the game based off just the direct and what they shared. But I know you had a theory about this game specifically. Now I heard some. I did a quick browse of Reddit, and I noticed that some people were bothered that it's like they're getting yet another kind of remake of the 64, right? And people are like, man, like, and I also saw which are people in the same boat as me, which is like, as someone who is not a Star Fox fan, a big Star Fox fan, I am excited, is one of the quotes that I saw on Reddit. And so that's kind of like me, like, I know about Star Fox, but it's like, I'm really a big fan of Nintendo's current gaming lineup, and so for me, I'm like, okay, cool, like I'm gonna end up playing it. So, but for you, as someone who's a fan of the series, are you rocking with it? Are you liking it, or like, or do you want to elaborate on that theory that you had that I thought was crazy?
So
interesting.
I kind of want to elaborate on the theory. So I think the fact that they're calling this just Star Fox, they're not calling it Star Fox Switch 2 or Star Fox Switch. Because Nintendo has a thing where if they bring back a game,
Mario 64 or Nintendo,
they use the console name or the device's name or the handheld's name, and they'll attach it as like a subtitle or like a secondary title to the main title and stuff. But it's not called that. It's just called Star Fox. And I think, and I'm hoping, and if this game does well, this might be like a soft reboot of the franchise. Because for the longest time, people have been wanting more Star Fox content. Specifically, they want more Star Fox games with like good stories and good characters and stuff. And I'm not saying like the characters in 64 were bad. You just didn't really know them all too well, other than like who they are personality wise and stuff, and a little bit of backstory. But like now we're getting that in this new game, because in between missions you'll see cutscenes where the characters are talking about the mission or how it went well, and like there's different I guarantee you there are going to be different cutscenes depending on how the mission like went, whether or not you succeeded or you failed the mission and whatnot. So I think, you know, with that, with them including that, that's impressive. But going back to like my theory, if this game does well, we could be seeing more Star Fox games, and it could just be a new timeline in the Star Fox universe.
Are you? So you're thinking
know?
it might be like a straight up, like so a straight up reboot, but like may exist within the same universe, like parallel, kind of like a
Yeah.
kind of like, you know, what we've seen with Spider-Man, as an example. Yeah. Okay. So I think that's a good theory. I think one part of that theory that's not even really a theory is that they want to make more. They want to test the waters, make a $50 game. This is obvious to me now that the game. I know the game's $50 because look, Star Fox doesn't have the star power, lack of a better pun, to sell $70 probably, to be honest. And so
No.
they have their flagship titles, any Zelda game, pretty much any Mario game. I'm sure you can get away with pretty much any Mario IP, whether it be Donkey Kong or something like that. You know, any Super Smash. Those games are going to sell.
Oh, yeah.
Those games are going to sell $70, right? But
100%.
Star Fox doesn't have that star power. Also, it just doesn't have the type of world that those games have, and so the world's just gonna be a little different. And so for them to go $50 and then hard just call it Star Fox, to me that's a clear sign of, here we are, we're testing the waters. Is this an IP that we want to pursue further, more rapidly, like a Mario, or do we want to have spin-offs, etc.? Which makes sense. Nintendo's at the top. If Nintendo's always been at the top, but I would arguably say that they're at the biggest they've ever been right now, due to the Switch. The Switch is like a groundbreaking console, and it's so that for them to like be able to go back to these IPs is really that's just awesome for us to go back to these IPs originally. Tell me if I'm wrong. I think was there a Star Fox that was canceled?
So yes, so there was a Star Fox game. Well, actually, there's two Star Fox games that were canceled. So back in like the 90s, before the 64 came out, Nintendo was making Star Fox 2, which would have been on the Super Nintendo. Well, if memory suits me right, the reason why they didn't go through with Star Fox 2 was because the 64 was about to come out. And so they kind of were like, man, the timing wasn't right. But the game was like 98% done. It actually got a release on the virtual console, or you know, the virtual console for the Super Nintendo on the Switch.
Yeah.
So you can play, you know, a canceled, unreleased game now that, you know, a lot of people heard about but never got to like actually play because it never came out and never released.
Yeah.
Now, so people like can play that game now, but you know, the crucial reason why it never came out was because it would have just like been dead on arrival, because people would have bought the 64. And so that's why they made Star Fox 64, which is the greatest game of all time.
Wow, you think so?
Yeah, no, I mean, that's my favorite game, dude. Like, seriously.
Wait, I didn't know this. What?
Like, yeah.
Star Fox 64 is your if you said that, I forgot. Yeah. Star Fox 64 is your favorite game of all time?
Yes.
Oh, yes. So you're literally like, this game to you is just like insane. That's why you pre-ordered it that quick.
Oh yeah, dude. I don't mess around. And plus, here's the other thing. But before I go into that, the other Star Fox game that got canceled was a game for the Wii, and the reason why was because they couldn't figure out how to make it unique for the Wii console, which I thought was a missed opportunity. I honestly
the Wii was
thought
huge.
It was the Wii was huge, and like also too, the last game before that was on the DS. And the game like after the Wii was the 3DS, which was a remaster of 64. So it wasn't a new title. It was just So I was just like, man. And another thing about Star Fox, and you're gonna find this crazy, but this is the first this new one that's coming out. This is the first Star Fox game that Nintendo has solely developed in-house since 64, because all the other Star Fox games were actually like worked on by different studios. So Adventure was worked on by Rare, Assault, I think, was worked by Bandai Namco or Napco at the
Yeah.
time. And then Command, I think maybe Command was Namco. I might be wrong. But they were worked by different studios, but Nintendo had like, the seal, like pretty much the logo and everything on it and stuff. So it's their IP. So this is the first Star Fox game being developed in-house since 64, which I find that crazy, honestly. But
It's actually that is kind of crazy due to Nintendo's track record. But I mean I also understand because, like I said, it's not their flagship IP. They probably want to put more time and effort towards some of their flagships, which makes sense. So look, first of all, I didn't know that. Now I'm really excited for you to play it because I know you're probably gonna beat it in like a day, knowing you. I mean, you beat Pragmata in like a week, if not less than that.
Yeah.
And so I know we're gonna jump in there, and I'm gonna get I need to get if it wasn't for, I'm gonna say this again, if it wasn't for me planning a wedding and having to move out soon so I can move in with my future wife, it's like I would be getting a Nintendo Switch. I probably would have gotten a Xbox ROG Ally by now. It's all those things. It's just like I can't afford it. But I really want to Switch 2. I have the original Switch, but I want to Switch 2. I think it'd be fun. You know what? I'm kind of holding out for a Switch 2 Lite. I think it'd be nice for me to have just a portable only console, and for that. But anyways, and also I think I this is off topic, but I also think that the original Switch Lite might be one of those DS type consoles that's going to retain its value for a long time. Something about that console screams, "Hey, like we're going to look at this 20 years from now and be like, who has a Switch Lite still?" You know what I mean? You know what I mean. So, but go ahead.
My little cousin has a Switch Lite. She has like one of the yellow ones or blue ones, I think. So
they're cool, dude.
Yeah, she likes it.
But so what are some of your favorite things about the Direct, dude? I mean, I love what Nintendo's doing as a culture for the culture.
Oh yeah.
I think that they're one of the only companies that is like dedicated to community still, like in a very genuine and most like intentional and like not over bloated, like just like, yo, do you want to do couch co-op? Here's multiple ways to do couch co-op still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love that they showcase that in every Direct, you know?
Yeah. See, they're one of like the last true developers in terms of just like, do you want to play with your friends or your family?
Truly.
Well, we got you.
Yeah.
And stuff. Now it's like, if you want to play with other people, it's usually you have to like play it by yourself on your own console and play online, which that's not a huge problem, but like I miss the days when it was me and my brothers and we used to play like the N64 together and stuff, man. Like I miss those days, dude.
Seriously. How many times it's like, yeah, that's great. But that's the thing is like, as an adult, that's different because online is great for us as like older adults who have our own systems and our own internet, and like we can't be like, we're not staying the night at our friend's house. But like kids in the age of social media and like the age of just like, honestly, the age of just being chronically in the house and online, it's like awesome that like if you're a kid who's like honestly 15 and under, give or take, it's like, yo, go play Star Fox. Someone's gonna be the gunner, someone's gonna be the pilot.
Yeah.
Like let's co-op this thing. And then they do that with all their games. It's like, I still love that, bro. And amongst brothers, amongst friends, whatever it may be, you know what I mean? And so I love, that was one of my I always praise Nintendo for that, because kids, that's some of the best memories of my life were just getting spammed by my older brother in Mortal Kombat and just raging and wanting to fight him in real life because he was spamming the same move over and over and killing me.
Dude,
you know
that's
what I mean?
I do, dude. Like I spam the same two buttons all the time. People hate me for that, but I'm like, it's easy. It's so easy, and like your character can do the same.
Well,
so
next
I'm
episode
like,
we're going to talk about Invincible Versus, because I want to hear your thoughts on that. But yeah, because I know that's probably an opportunity to get spammed right there. I can tell. But
dude, it is. It is.
But yeah, dude.
I have a story for that, but we can talk about that.
I can't wait.
In that episode. But going back to the Direct and all, man, you asked me like what were some of my favorite parts. I will say this: Nintendo really knows how to present their games in a very well deserved way. And it really just highlights like everything about that game, like what you can do and stuff. Like it was kind of like the same thing with Donkey Kong Bonanza. Like, they highlighted everything, and they kept some things secret and stuff. So you have like something to look forward to and whatnot. But overall, like I thought the direct was really great, and I still think it's crazy how Nintendo just dropped the mic and we're like, hey, we're going on in like 6 minutes. You better be there, be square.
Seriously, yeah.
Like seriously, but the game looks beautiful. The game looks visually stunning. Like it looks great, and like
wait. So you don't care about the freaking. Some people are like weird. You were telling me that some people are weird about the uncanny like hyperrealism.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you as a Star Fox super fan though, like what is it weird?
Okay, so okay, when I first saw them, it took me a minute. It kind of took me a minute to like adjust and stuff. They're growing on me, but like I think in like we talked about this before the podcast, bro, but I think a lot of people were hoping that it would look more like a more of a stylized look, like what we're used to with Star Fox, which I get. And like a lot of people, and I love the design of Fox McCloud in the Galaxy movie. That was so cool.
Yeah.
Like seeing his design in the movie and stuff. Also seeing him on the big screen was also awesome. But going back to the designs for Star Fox, man, like the thing that threw me off the most was like the more realistic proportions of the animals, because basically like their feet are like Fox's feet are smaller, Falco's feet are like more like a bird's feet and stuff, and like their spines too, like the way like sometimes they hunch over and stuff, like their spines are a little weird, like more realistically looking like an animal,
like Rocket Raccoon type vibe.
Yeah. And like I feel like the best ones out of that crew of 4 is probably Slippy and Peppy, or not Peppy, Pippin, or Pepper, I can't get his name.
Peppy.
Whoops, Peppy. Thank you, Peppy's design. I mean, like Peppy looks the best out of all of them, honestly. Like Fox's kind of grew on me, and then like Falco's definitely still growing on me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't hate it. A lot of people seem like they do, but like I get behind it, honestly. And plus, this is like Nintendo's just like, I guess, testing the waters too, like seeing if like people are like into these designs or not and stuff. And hell, if we get another Star Fox game in this console generation, they might revert somewhat back to like a more stylized look.
Yeah.
For these characters. We don't know. We have no idea.
It depends on the success of this one. That's really what it is.
Oh,
yeah.
There we got one customer. So
facts. Yeah, facts. I'm sure they're getting a lot. I mean, what is it sitting at? It's probably sitting at like definitely like, what is it, 2 million views already? So it's like,
yeah. I
mean, the people are interested in Star Fox. I think Nintendo's such a conglomerate like that. People are just like willing to buy anything that they put out right now, because all their games are just wildly successful all the time.
I'll also say this though, like there's not a lot of like exclusive Switch 2 games yet, and this is one of them. So it might do really well, because people are like waiting for more Switch 2 titles.
What are the Switch 2 exclusives right now? Bonanza, Pokepedia, or whatever it's called. Yeah.
Mario Tennis Fever.
Was the Zelda one?
4. I don't think there's a Zelda.
Oh, that was on the last one. Yeah.
What else?
Super Mario Kart.
Mario Kart.
Yeah.
World. Yeah. Kirby Air Riders. So there's not a lot.
I mean, that's only 5 or 6 that you just named.
Yeah. So there's not like a ton.
And it's been out for what?
Another one. A year.
Yeah, a year.
A year coming this June.
Honestly, that's pretty impressive, though. I think a year worth in having 6 exclusive titles is pretty bonkers.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were like kind of hoping for like triple that by now. I think, well, you know how people are.
People want more.
They want more. Yeah, they want more. So, but like,
I mean, here's another one. Yeah,
yeah, dude. But what was I gonna say? But I will say this, like we're getting like multiplayer with it, which we got multiplayer in the original 64 title, but now it's like there's like different like game modes and stuff that we can do and stuff. That was really cool. And then like the voice acting, like I thought the voice acting was cool too. Like, and like I guarantee you they're gonna change some dialogue to make it more modern, because some of those dialogue, not options, but like dialogue that you heard in the 64 title can, like, I mean, they're iconic. Like, do a barrel roll, everybody knows that. Like, that's definitely gonna be like in this title and whatnot. But like other ones where like Andros, I failed you. Like, we might hear that. We might hear that in a different like way.
Yeah.
We don't know. We don't know, man. Like, I mean, I'm very curious what they do and stuff. And we might actually see like cutscenes from Wolf and his gang and stuff. The pretty much the rival, like they're working for Andros and they're trying to like prevent Fox from like succeeding in his, or Star Fox from succeeding in their mission. So we might see cutscenes from them too, because here's the thing, here's the crazy thing. By the tail end of it, we got a prologue, which is a never before seen scene. We've only heard about it in like a Star Wars style like title crawl and stuff and narration.
Yeah.
Explaining like the events before Star Fox 64, which was of Star Fox's father and Peppy and like what's the pig's name? I'm gonna draw a blank, but
you two-timing swine. It was funny.
Yeah, like that.
You two-timing swine.
No, swine, you two-time.
That was awesome. But so the story looks good. Then I mean, just in that, like just getting two-timed, and then I think that they're setting up a good story here. I think that's big for me. I would say if I had to say anything about some of these, games is with Nintendo, is that the stories are could be a little kiddie, but I mean they're made for kids.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm just saying that's not for a lot of times. That's like for me, it's like a little. I just can't get behind it. But I always love a good story, man. And so if they can really nail that, I didn't know that was something that was had already been voiced actually before. Like they had described it. Now we're getting to jump into it, that story, which is cool.
So how it played out.
To ask me, I got a question. I took a note. It was like so they're allowing you to use the original 64 controller on this, and I'm like, how are they? How does that work?
So they have like a N64 controller made for Switch.
Oh,
so
okay. I was like, what?
Yeah, it's not like the actual 64 controller back in the day. It's like because they have one for the GameCube too. Like they have one for the GameCube.
Man, I love the GameCube. I wish I could find one today. That was one of my favorite systems.
Dude, same here, man. Same here. Only 600 games on that console too. There was not a lot on that.
It was amazing. Every single one of them were amazing. I don't care. Like that freaking console, man. I used to love that thing, dude. Dang it, dude. I need to find a GameCube.
Dude, I'm the same, man. I'm the same. I used to play the Ed and Eddie video game on the GameCube.
I played Barnyard.
Dude,
Barnyard.
Same.
Did you?
Yes!
Barnyard was awesome, dude. Sneaking around with the freaking cows and stuff.
Yeah.
That game was awesome,
dude. Bro. I love that game, bro. There's so many titles on that console, man.
Are you gonna? Do you have that controller, or is that not something you're interested in?
I mean, I might pick it up. Yeah. I mean, I just prefer modern day controller schemes because I actually went back and replayed Star Fox, not a while ago, I would say, of 64, because it was on the 64 and stuff, and so I played it a little bit, and like some of the game like control schemes and everything, like mechanics, have come a long way since the 90s.
100%. Yeah, it's like
it's so much easier now.
There's some modern game stuff that's just way better, to be honest. Like some of that classic stuff is great for its own way, but like some of that modern technology is amazing, bro. I was just using. I'm like 75% through Ghost of Yote, and I'm like using it really utilizes the DualShock 5 controller, and it's that control. I forget how much technology's in that controller, and I get they charge like $80 for it or something. But I was playing it, and I'm like, every time you draw back an arrow, like the right and left trigger are like, they have like it's like pushback. I forget what they call it.
Oh yeah.
But like stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like it's super high tech, and I was like, man, this is actually a crazy gaming experience. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So controllers have come a long way.
Recoil.
Yes, and you have to pull it hard and all that. It's like, it's super dope.
Dude, I love modern games, bro.
Facts,
I love
bro.
modern games. But I was gonna say, but like playing 64 now, it's just like, man, I don't know how I got through this game. I don't know how I actually beat this game when I was a kid and stuff, man. Like it was just like kind of hard sometimes. So I'm like, holy cow!
Because it's not
Like, I feel
intuitive. The
like
controllers and stuff weren't intuitive. Yeah.
and the 64 controller was weird. To this day, it's considered like a very weird looking controller because the actual like your actual like stick,
Yeah.
your like your thing is like in the middle of it, and like your buttons are like off to the side, and there's like three, like instead of like the two, there's like a third one in the middle and stuff, and it's like how do you actually play this thing?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
how do you actually like get around? But
I mean, it's
is a trick
Nintendo.
to it.
It's Nintendo,
Oh,
bro.
yeah.
At the time, Nintendo
It
was,
is.
they're just like, we do whatever we want, bro. We do not care about y'all.
Yeah, we did not.
They
Yeah,
still do
no,
that.
I-
They
yeah.
still do that, honestly. That's why I like them so much. They don't care at all, dude.
Nah,
They're like, we
don't
do whatever
shit.
we want. We do not care. Like, we're gonna charge you $400 per Mario game, and if you don't want to pay for it, too bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I like that. I like that the fact that they can get you as close as they can to the original experience with that new controller, or sorry, with the classic controller on the Switch. I love that a lot. That's something that I feel like just that type of thing, that type of vibe is like what I love so much about what Nintendo's doing, man. They stay dedicated to nostalgia, but at the same time, groundbreaking technology with the Switch 2 being so Switch 2 is like the perfect amalgamation of like new and old tech. It really is.
Yeah.
It's like we're gonna give you like a 720 screen, but guess what? You can pop this out and it can be portable, and then you can hook it up to your TV, and it feels intuitive. Like all this stuff.
Yeah.
Like I love that. But yeah, dude, Star Fox, can't wait. Was there anything else in the stuff that you were like, okay, cool? Like I am super stoked for this. I've never played it, so everything for me is like amazing. But
It's
for
like
you,
brand new and
yeah, it's
stuff.
brand new. Yeah,
Dude, I'm excited when you picked it up, man. I'm gonna be really excited when you pick it up, bro, and when you get a Switch 2 because we
Right.
can play together and
Facts.
stuff, bro. I something we haven't touched on, honestly. And I thought this was cool, but the video chat feature where you can actually
Yeah.
have like one of the Star Fox characters as your character profile, and it actually matches your like head movement and your lip movement and your eye movement, and I'm like, that's so cool. That's so freaking cool. And like you can have other friends do the same exact thing, and I'm like, I've never seen that done before where it just breaks itself, you know. I mean, granted, it could break itself, but I'm just like, man, that's actually so freaking cool that they're actually implementing this into the Switch 2 with this game. And I'm like, that's pretty neat. I dig that a lot. So we'll see how it goes, man. But
Yeah.
I thought that was a kind of a cool little thing that they showed off and stuff, because we could get that with other game titles and stuff like Zelda or Mario,
yeah.
etc.
It's kind of ironic that we're
see.
talking about that camera right now. My camera just overheated as it does every podcast. So you got Chandler.
my
Chandler
God.
steals the screen right now.
Oh man.
Hope you like his
Holy
handsome
cow.
face. But the
Holy cow.
the thing is, like, I like that's another thing with them is like, yeah, I love that because if you're playing the multiplayer, you can pick a character out of what maybe 4 characters, right? And like you can be mapped,
Yeah.
your face can be mapped onto that, and it's really good at the eye tracking. I mean, this is something that you could do on FaceTime and like Google and Zoom and all this stuff for years. And so having it in a game is cool because you actually like, I feel like I'm actually talking to Peppy or Star Fox. It's like that. I think that's super cool feature. I love that. It is only if you're willing to buy the super overpriced camera that's a USB. But like other than that, like it says they did a clever thing where they were like, Nintendo was like, if you have a compatible USB camera, I'm like, well, you mean your camera, Nintendo? Just say your
Yeah.
camera, because they know their reactions to the camera was like,
You just get like an off-brand Chinese camera.
yeah, it probably is not even
That's-
compatible. Like, come on,
Compatible.
right?
Yeah.
And the thing is like.
Oh.
The camera, I don't want to get into it too much, but the camera thing is funny. I'm like, I still think it's funny that like companies are trying to go for the. Remember the PlayStation had a camera, like connect,
Oh,
like
yeah.
PlayStation had that camera. It's like those, they're just it's something that gets pushed, but gamers really never adopted it, and I don't know why they keep pushing it. They keep pushing
think
it.
I think it's just the fact that they could like, yeah, well, I might be like, talking out of my ass with this one, but because I have noticed a trend where, like, you pointed this out perfectly, but like, the Kinect with Xbox
Yeah.
and then PlayStation had their camera, and now the Switch does too. And like I think it's just so that they can, like, experiment more with games and stuff. I might be wrong, and to see like where, like, people would be interested and like see a market for like more interactive titles where a camera is used for your like gaming experience. But I mean, that's just
Yeah.
my theory. That's just my, like, off
Yeah.
of, like, top of my head kind of theory right there. But yeah, that's actually it's something I never really connected before. Is
Well,
like the use.
Yeah, they
cameras
freaking they love to get they try to push this camera technology. I think they're just trying. I mean, look, I respect the push, I respect the try, but after a while, it's like, I mean, PlayStation, do they even make a camera anymore? If they do, like, it's not pushed anymore.
know.
So it's like, I think the try at first is good because you're trying to push the medium, but the thing with the camera stuff is like, this is a perfect example here. A friend of mine was like, when VR, the Oculus and stuff was huge and popping off, they were like, okay, cool, the Oculus is, or some sort of VR headset is that's the new gaming pioneer frontier. And so like that's where gaming is gonna go. And look, I remember being like trying it out, and I had a great time playing the Oculus. I bought one, I played it for like a year, and then I sold it. And it's because it just wasn't for me. And I was talking to my friend about it. He's like, well, I think once the games catch up and the technology catches up, it's gonna be right. And he's probably right. But I will say that, like, there's something about the original controller on a couch that people enjoy so much. And so like, I don't think I think even in the world of Ready Player One, I think if that ever comes to fruition, I still think people will still want to do the original on the couch controller. I think it's just a superior I think it's a really good way of playing a game. It creates a certain environment. There's an immersive way, and then there's like a kind of like in the middle, which is like what people do now, which is like well adopted, which is on the controller playing a game. That's it. The immersive is like a whole different genre. Is it going to take over? I don't think so. And so the reason I bring that up is because the Oculus now obviously is like, or any VR headset is obviously getting way less games. It's getting way less push because people enjoy the classic experience. Sometimes when it's broke, like a refrigerator, it's like, you've seen those like weird, like, people try to do the most with refrigerators, put cameras in there so you can see inside and stuff. But a refrigerator is a refrigerator. If it's broke, don't fix it. Like, people just want to get the refrigerator to keep their stuff cold at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So it's like the gaming system is like, it's just for me to like get away, like there's sometimes you just get something right the first time, and then like the improvements become diminishing. And so the camera thing has always been for me like, even the litmus test for this is even when you're on PC. Like when you're on a PC, people don't use the camera. And all PCs now, like most laptops at least, have a camera in it. And most people have a camera for their PC because they're doing Zoom calls and stuff for work. People still don't use it. They use voice chat on Discord. And if they're using a camera, they're not looking at the camera, they're playing the game. So like, it's just not, I don't think it's something that really gamers are doing. And so it's so funny when I see these companies pushing it forward. And Nintendo's always been a little behind on that when it comes to that. They've always kind of waited till the last minute. And I think the camera thing is funny. But like, let's give it up. Let's give up the camera thing. I could bite my words, but let's give it up. We're not, no gamers wanting to use the camera, guys. We're all in our rooms. We're all gaining weight, eating Cheez-Its. We don't want to be on camera.
Jeez.
You know what I mean? Like, I just finished a whole pack of crackers, bro. Like, my camera's not on.
I was gonna say, I was waiting for you to mention your pack of crackers.
I'm literally about to go grab a Pop-Tart right after this podcast. Like, I have to do an 8-mile run just to lose it. Like, it's not.
There you go.
I'm not putting on a damn camera.
Yeah, there you go, man. There you go. You want to hear my other theory about why people prefer just sitting on a couch and playing games and stuff as
What is
opposed
that?
to wearing a headset? Comfortability. I think I think the most comfortable way is just being away from the screen and being or sitting where you want and stuff. Because I feel like because I wore the I think they were called the Vision Pro Apple goggle glasses, and they were cool. But I'm like, I would not wear this for long periods of time. There's no way I would wear this for long periods of time. So, but overall, I think it's just being away from your TV and like being in a comfortable position where like you can like see everything and stuff.
Yeah.
That's my theory. It's
That's what
more
it is, dude.
comfortability.
People want to. It's a relaxing thing. It's entertainment. It's like a movie. It's like I don't
Yeah.
want to go. I don't want to go to 4DX all the time, where the chair is
Yeah.
shaking and there's water hitting my face and air hitting my ears. It's like 4DX is fun every now and then, but like if people want to go to the movie theaters and sit down and just eat popcorn and watch a movie. That's it. Like the experience is like I don't want to be in the damn movie like all the time. That's a different experience. Then I go to when I want to be in the movie, I go to Universal and go get on the rides and stuff. You know what I mean? So, but anyways, side tangent. Star Fox is cool. You know, if anybody's using the camera, don't let us deter your thoughts on it. I think if you're using the camera, go be Star Fox. I think it's actually really cool that they're doing that. I just don't think it's going to be used that much. I'm really excited for Star Fox. I can't wait to hear your initial thoughts when you pick it up on June 25th. Chandler, you already pre-ordered it. So I know you're going to be playing at midnight, knowing you're a night owl, so we're going to see it. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. We're going to jump in again here soon. As always, we appreciate you. Star Fox coming up June 25th. Next episode, we got to talk about Invincible Versus. Chandler's been playing that for over a week now, and so now it's time to jump in and get this thing started. I'm about to finish up Ghost of Yote, and then I might just move on to Pragmata. Who knows? But anyways, all that more on Split Screen Gamers, guys. And until next time. Peace. That's good.
Heck yeah, dude. That's a good pug. Yeah.